Spencer Lewis here for Inside Track TV. We're hanging out here at Sunset Speedway, winding down the 2012 campaign, and I'm standing with the 2012 Limited Late Model Track Champion, Stompin Tom Walters. And Tom, it's been quite a journey through the 2012 season for you, but you added some additional hardware to an already very crowded mantle.
Yeah, it was an awesome year for us. Getting 2 championships in 1 year again. We seem to be pretty good at doing that. I need to thank all the people that put it on, all the people from Sunset Speedway, from the staff to the owners, to Mark Dilley, to Steve Slaughter's family especially, who worked their butt off. I mean, it's just been a great year here.
It's been remarkable how good you've been in extended distance races. I mean, 75 laps has been your weapon of choice all season long. You've been so good in these longer races. What is it that makes you so potent in these longer races?
We just try and save the tires, and I love the longer races. I feel that I work for them, and I work out and stuff like that, and it just suits my style right now. And you know, I'm not a hard charger. I take what I can get, and tonight, unfortunately, we finished second, and Mike won it. Congrats to him, and you know, we just do what we can do.
As far as Saturday night racing went, you had consistent finishes all season long. We were fairly deep into the season by the time you finally got your first Saturday night win. You were in the hunt for the championship all along. I know that you don't like talking about points until real late in the season. At what point did you start taking a look at the standings and realizing, you know, I'm really in contention here?
I think it probably happened when Kevin had a couple of misfortunes, and I knew he was leading, and I just said to my wife, you know, how far are we, where are we at? And to realize that we were actually moved a bit ahead, then it starts getting into your head a little bit, and you start doing a little more points racing and finishing. But my Saturday night program was definitely off a little bit, and we got to work on that.
I mean, the generation that you come from, I mean, the cloth that you're cut from, there's not many races or racers like that around anymore. I mean, you are the last of a dying breed. The type of dedication that it takes to be out here and do it at this level for as long as you've been doing it. Is there any of the young guys that you can take a look at and say, you know, well, he might have that it factor about him, you know, heading into someone maybe starting out in the early part of their career? Who do you think, if anyone, could be the next Stompin Tom?
Oh, Mike Bentley for sure. I mean, the kid's got awesome talent. I mean, he just runs hard every lap, and when his game is on, it's on, and I think he can be the next.
I mean, it's always interesting to hear your perspective on racing in general. Where do you see the limited late model division as a whole? Not necessarily just here at Sunset, but where do you see the limited late model division headed in the next couple of seasons?
Well, I think it's in a good place right now. I mean, we seem to have some good car counts here and other speedways. As long as we could get the rules done and put them in place early, and we don't do too many changes, because changes just cost more money. If we can keep them basically as they are, I think this series is strong. This limited late model is a strong division, and that's why I chose it. People say, oh, why don't you move up? You won all these champions. The competition in this level right now is the best there is, and that's why I do it.
A lot of speculation, maybe people that aren't in the know have wondered the relationship between yourself and Mike McCall, because it seems as though since you two sort of synced up, there have been so many feature wins and championships. It just seems like a winning combination. How hands-on are you with how that car is set up?
I have my own setup. Mike really, he shakes his head when he hears what I have, and we had an incident. We were helping Parker on Monday, and we had a bit of an incident, and Parker says, well, give me what he's got. And Mike says, yeah, you wouldn't be able to drive it. I don't know what he has, and I don't know how he drives it.
You've run every lap here at Sunset. I think you missed 1 week last year, and other than that, every event we've had from the time that it was redesigned, you've been out there, countless practice sessions. I don't think there's too many other drivers that have been on this speedway as many times as you since it became Sunset International a couple of seasons back. How have you seen the track change from the time when we had everything was brand new to where we are right now? Oh,
it's just gotten better. I mean, the competition's gotten better and everything else, and things are just great, really. I mean, the owners are improving it all the time and stuff like that, and the people and the staff are just great. They treat us great. They treat us, you know, it's just an awesome place to be.
When you look at the 2 championships that you won this season, the weekly championship as well as the MRE Pro Series, if you were to compare and contrast the two, which one really means more to you?
They all mean the same, and you know what? I have a very young crew, and to give them 2 championships in 1 year, it makes me feel good, and I know they really enjoy it. I mean, there's big things ahead for these guys.
What was heading into the season? Was the focus on the 29th and 30th championships, knowing that if you were to obtain those two, you would give up points racing?
No, not necessarily, because like I said, I think I've said in other interviews that we really don't go points racing to start the year out, and we just go for the wins and be consistent. And as long as you're consistent and you can have a couple of wins along the way, things will take care of themselves. And you know, like I said, that's just the way you have to race.
The short track scene in the province is really under a bit of a youth movement now, with so many young teenagers hopping out of the go-kart ranks or coming up from other forms of racing in the mini stock and super stock division. I know how ridiculously busy you are on race day with your own car. You probably don't get to see the support divisions as much as you would like, but are there some younger talents coming up that maybe fans in the province should pay some attention to?
Oh yeah, young Caden, lap division. I mean, like, there's some young talent that I'd love to work with next year, and I have some other things in the go too with some other people from out of country actually that approached me today, and we're going to see where that takes us. And I just enjoy helping people now with the Mike McCall thing. My deal is to try and sell cars and help all the McCall customers at the Speedway when Mike can't be here.
Has it ever been brought up with you and your wife and the people that really sort of call the shots in your life to maybe, when you're done driving, maybe settle into a bit of a driver coach role for young talent?
Yeah, it's been brought up a couple of times, but I'm feeling pretty good health-wise and everything right now, and I'm not looking at anything real quick to do anything other than drive. Maybe not in a full capacity, but who knows? If we can get some sponsorship, it may be a full capacity.
So I mean, the season's done here at Sunset. We're turning the lights off for the final time in 2012. What's the rest of the season looking like for the 47 team?
Well, we're going to do the autumn colors for sure. That's usually a good social weekend, I call it. Not much racing, a lot of socializing, and it's the last weekend of the year, and everybody gets to do their thing, and then you get into the winter mode, and you get the banquets and the meetings and all that, and then you start setting your schedules.
And I got to ask, towards the end of last year, you had a real hard wreck, a real scary wreck that I know took a physical toll on your body in a huge way. Was your future in doubt at the time, and if so, how long did it take before you realized that you would be able to get back into a race car for this year?
Oh, I think sitting in the stands at New Smyrna with you and your wife, I think that I knew right then and there we were coming back. I did the Flamborough thing because I got clearance from the doctors, and I felt really good, and I just decided at that point that yeah, we're not done yet.
Anyone else you'd like to thank that maybe you haven't touched on for this phenomenal 2012 campaign?
Just all the people that put so much effort into it. My crew, Pro Floor, Mike Shea, and Sean Grossman, who helps me out tremendously. I mean, just without all them, this wouldn't happen. And everybody knows it takes a lot to make this happen.
Well, congratulations. It was phenomenal to be a part of history and see it unfolding before us, the 29th and 30th championships of an incredible career. Whatever it is that you decide to do heading into 2013, the best of luck. Thank you so much for the time, Tom.
Not a problem.
There you go, folks. Inside Track TV, I'm Spencer Lewis. He's Stompin Tom Walters.